He says, how can two walk together except they agree? And I tell you, if I'm pulling to reach on top and you pulling to stay mediocre, something gonna give. Because while I'm trying to get on the top, you're gonna be trying to pull me down. And that ain't gonna work. Because if you want to go down and you want to stay down, you're going to have to go down by yourself. I just have to cut that biblical cord and just pray for you, that you finally catch on fire and you come up too. But like-minded, that's why they say eagles flock together. You don't see no eagle flocking with pigeons. Pigeons are messy. Pigeons keep drama going. Pigeons keep it going on and on and on. You can't do that, people of God. I got to the point now when there's something in my atmosphere that's not right. When that person ain't around, I call it everything into the submission, of the power of God. You know why? Because we shouldn't settle for anything. That's what's wrong with us as Christians now. We settle for everything. People feel like because we humble, we could take anything. They could talk to us any kind of way, say what they want to say, do what they want to do in our presence. Not so. Not so. You change that atmosphere. You speak that atmosphere to be subject to the high powers of God, because you don't have to settle for anything, because you know what you let in your circle, that's what you become. You got to realize the Bible even says what a man think, so is he, people of God. So we got to do better. And I thank God because we're growing together. We're in this together. Sure, we're going to make mistakes, but we learn from the mistakes. But you know what? You can see somebody going through something, and instead of you letting them still go in circles, you need to say, come here, baby, let me talk to you for a minute. And then you share that with them. And then after you share that with them, then you can say, you know what? I understand. I can relate to that. You understand? Even when I witness, no matter what environment I find myself into, I can still be able to witness. I could witness to the drug dealer, the prostitute. I could witness from the lowest all the way to the president of the United States of America. Why? Because that's in me. And it's in my blood too. But anyway, it's in me, people of God. And I want you to know that what God has for you is for you. And can't nobody block it. Can't nobody take it. And you know what the blessing part is? People think that I'm on my own. I'm not on my own. I have people praying for me. I have people rooting for me. I have people cheering for me. And they know that when I'm blessed, they know I'm going to look out for them. They know that, they know without a shadow of a doubt. And I don't even have to mention their name all the time neither, because they know. I tell you, every daughter, every son know their parents and their spiritual parents, people of God. And God's going to bless. I want to let you know, we got to sound the alarm, people of God. We have to sound the alarm. Instead of just getting ready for hurricane season, you need to always be ready. You need to always have that water, that bottled water on hand. You need to always have those canned goods on hand. Set aside where you don't never touch it. I don't care if you got to get a cubby full. Water at the bottom and canned goods at the top. And make sure you have some candles too. So whatever hit, you'll be prepared if anything hit on the earth. Because you see how everything is crazy, going crazy around here. You don't never know. We still in war. Every day we go around and we laughing and we with our family. We feeling like everything all right, just us and ours. Instead of us praying for the nation, praying for other countries, praying for the world. Instead of us coming together and praying, we thinking everything all right, eating fried chicken and doing what we want to do, riding and glossing, riding and flossing. It's more to that, people of God. God wants us to be about our Father's business. And that's why there's authors out there. Keep writing. I auditioned for a play. And even the part that they were going to audition me for, I was cool with it because of the fact that I knew that at that era, that's how it was back then. But then they said, I guess they figured I might have been offended or whatever. And they said, oh, we can't use you, but we willing to use you later. I said, no, that's okay. I took that just as God want me to start doing my own playwrights. You understand, people of God? Because let me tell you, I thank God for everything that God is doing. I thank God for every hurt, every misunderstanding, every disappointment, every time when things didn't go the way that I wanted to go or go my way. I thank God for that, people of God, because you know what? God was doing a making on the inside of me. God was doing a shifting on the inside of me. Everything that he couldn't use, he took it out, people of God. That's why when I lay before God, I don't come to God with things. I say, here I am, my God. And I let God know how much he means to me. Because you know what? We are the Bible that some will ever read. Just like I had an individual when they said they're atheists, they don't believe in God. Even though they don't believe in God, that don't mean stop praying for them. Even though they don't believe in God, that don't mean stop talking with them. They still your brother. They still your sister. You understand what I'm saying? But I know what y'all saying. How in the world know dark and evil and light and whatever. The reason why I say that, people of God, everyone that God created, he wonderfully made. You understand? By the love. By the love we have one to another, that's what's going to draw. We can't draw nobody, but the Spirit of God that lives on the inside of us can draw them. You understand what I'm saying? The Spirit of God is the one that does the drawing. And that's why I say, people of God, when you have people that they just don't want to listen, you have to just, okay, back up. Back up. You have to back up. Why? Because whatever they're carrying with them, if you let it come into your world, it's going to affect and contaminate everything that you built up. A wise woman buildeth her house, but a foolish woman teareth it down. That's the word of God, people of God. We have to be so on point. We are to love everybody now. We are to love everybody. But we have to pray that God will come to the realization that if you don't have the spirit of discernment, ask God for the spirit of discernment. Because everywhere you go, people don't even realize just by your very presence, you're keeping some things at bay. Because guess what? There's some things that God will not allow to go in that household just because you are there. There are things that God will not allow to go in the region because you are there. But when you get out of place, you go somewhere else, you got to be careful because anything can happen. You understand what I'm saying? We cannot love material things enough that when God tells us to leave, we can't leave it. Because that way, if something was going to happen in that region and you don't want to leave, whatever happened in that region is going to affect you because you didn't obey God and leave when God told you to leave. So that's why I was saying, people of God, I had some people used to come up to me and tell me this, that, and another. When God said go, you're going to have to go. And I thank God because these were people that were white. These are people that were Spanish. That's why I tell you. We are family. You understand what I'm saying? It don't matter what color you are. Yes, we're going to have to deal with racism, but we could pray against that too. Because we got to pull stuff out by the roots. When we pray, we got to pray that God will get it up by the roots. That it would no longer be, in existence. Even when they act ugly, we still got to act with love. And that's why I said that there's a lot of things that are happening on the earth because they feel like if people aren't lining up the way that they should line up, they're taking their lives, people of God. And that's why we have to instill and do with the very best that we can to point them the way. And if they still don't get it and something happened, it's no longer on us. The blood is not on our hands, people of God. The blood is not on our hands because we did that what God required for us to do. And that's why I tell you, people of God, it's so important. I could have been farther ahead than I am right now if I would have just been obedient to the things that God had told me. Yeah, I'm telling on myself because God told me to cut some people loose and I was still holding on to them. And then I wondering, Lord, why you ain't doing this? You see, I'm living holy, God. Why you ain't doing this for me, God? God saying, I told you to leave that person alone and you're still holding on to him. You keep saying, oh, Lord, I love them, but you're still holding on to them. Then you're wondering why your ship never came or it never took off. It's because you would have people aboard that was not for you. You had people aboard that was not right. And God can't move the ship unless you're on one accord, people of God. That's what God is calling for. One band, one sound, one accord. You got to be on one accord. And that's one thing that I love about even that what I have been taught and that what I have seen and experienced by my spiritual parents. They had people that were on the same accord, that's on the same accord with them, that loved them and that appreciated them, that didn't take them for granted. And they were able to say, come on, let's go. We could take this land. And they're going to take the land. You saying we could take this land. Why? Because they got people aboard. There's nobody trying to get in their seat. Nobody trying to take this from them. Take this from that from them. Because they were on one accord. You understand what I'm saying? And everything that don't line up, God going to cause them not to be able to be. You understand? But everything that line up, God's going to be there. And then some still lined up, but it's their time for them to go and do that what God has called them to do. But you better believe they'll be back. You better believe they'll be back. When they need that refueling, you better know that they'll be back. They'll be able to come with something. They might have not had what they wanted before, but when they come, they'll be able to come with something. You understand what I'm saying? And you always keep them in prayer. You always keep leaders in prayer because they're on the front line, people of God. They're the ones got to take your blows. They're the ones take them blows, have to go through things when you don't have to go through. They're the ones giving to your church. Pay your tithes, pay your offering, because their lights still got to go on. Water still got to be used. You know, there's different things that are needed, people of God. You understand? And you got to take care of God's house first before you even think about taking care of yours. You understand what I'm saying? So it takes money to keep a ministry going. It takes money even for me to be on this radio. But you know what? People don't know the sacrifices that people made just to get the word out. People don't know the sacrifice they made just to keep the church going. You understand what I'm saying? And then you got some coming, what they doing with the money? I wonder what, it ain't your problem what they doing with the money. Because if they ain't doing it right, everybody know. If they ain't doing it right, guess what? You ain't going to see it flourish. But you see it flourish when you see people start looking different, changing different, dressing different. You know that God is doing something on the inside of them people of God. And there's things that I'm doing now. I'm gleaning, I'm looking, I'm listening, I'm searching out, I'm connecting with the people that already been where I want to be at or where I'm going at, people of God. And I tell you, that's the reason why God couldn't move in my life as fast as he did, because I didn't want to let go. And see, if you get to the point, I'm talking to someone that don't want to let go, and you keep hoping and believing, but you know what? You got to realize if anything that's going to hinder you, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. And then if ever they do decide to get it right, then maybe they can come back, but you don't never know. Your season may be up and God will use somebody else. Pray that God will send somebody else to help them. Because if they can no longer be helped by you, somebody else help them. But you can't be hindered, people of God, because you're going to have to give an account of what God tell you to do, if you do it or not. God going to ask you, have you used everything that I have given you? Have you used all the talents that I have given you? You know, there were times that I used to wonder, Lord, I'm dealing with certain things in the spiritual realm that I was under some leaders in the past, and why wasn't this never, brought up or that? And God said, because of the fact they didn't know at that time. And so now we are without excuse, people of God. We have all kind of books out here, and we have the Bible, the Word of God, that we study and we search out the scriptures because we want to be right, people of God. But I tell you, God is a good God. And I tell you, people of God, that there's going to be a change upon the earth. There's going to be a change, but we got to be ready. We can't let what's going on around us to affect us and get us in fear, people of God. Because God said, fear no man. We can't fear what's going on, but we can pray and hold some things off. But people don't realize that we got to come together. We got to come together. We might not believe the same thing, but why is it that a tragedy has to happen in order for us to be able to come together, people of God? That should not be. When 911 came, all us came together. And then after a while, all of us started going back into our homes, going back into our churches, and going through things just as it was. But now I seen glimpse of the Twin Towers that was rebuilt, and I can't wait to go visit there one day. But I know it would be very emotional for me to just go there, because I seen clippings when Miss Whoopi Goldsboro was there. I seen beautiful segments when she took pictures that really moved my heart. And that's why I thank God for social media, because no matter where you are all over the world, when you take a picture and you share a story, you being a blessing to somebody. You being a blessing in somebody's life, because you're there where they're not there yet. And I would never look at things as, oh, I can never get there no more. I'll never look at that. I said, Lord, I thank you. I may not be there now, but I'm going to be there one day. I'm going to be able to visit this place one day. I'm going to be able to do this and do that one day. You understand? That's why I thank God, because when my vice president, when she said that I'm in my future, that's where I'm at, people of God. I'm not looking at where I'm at now. I'm looking at my future, because I'm in my future, because I know my future look better than it looks right now, people of God. But you better believe I get so blessed just to be able to minister to others. I get blessed just being able to speak into other people's lives. I get blessed by that, people.